Today we're going to talk about formative assessment, okay? And the plan for today, what I'd like to do is spend a little bit of time just checking what we understand by the phrase formative assessment. What does it really mean? I'm going to give you a definition, but before I just give you the definition, I'd like you to kind of tell me very briefly, because the chat doesn't really have enough room for us to give very long answers, but for you, what do you understand by formative assessment? If you've attended a webinar that says planning for formative assessment, what are you expecting me to be talking about today? So any ideas that you have there, you can type them into the chat, okay? Yes, good, Elena. Evaluate to improve. Yeah. Oh, there's two Elenas there. Assessment for learning, very good. That's the key one, isn't it? Assess to give usual feedback to the students. Yes, not final test, so it's the opposite of testing. So you can see I've put here on the slide, the goal is to monitor student learning, which is what you were saying in the chat just now, that we're checking what they're learning all the time. And as we were saying before, it's day to day. It's moment to moment almost as well. And it provides both teachers and learners with feedback. For example, the students form a circle in the classroom. The teacher says, which is more important, X or Y? Or what do you like more, cats or dogs? Or, where they have to choose between two things, okay? So students who think X is more important move to the centre, take a step in. Students who are left outside form a different circle separately, and they can then discuss their position on the topic, okay? The teacher then listens and then assesses what they understand, okay? And then they form two lines facing each other, and they have to, with the person who's in front of them, tell them why they chose the answer that they chose. Other forms of kinesthetic responses, this one obviously they have to be quite linguistically agile to be able to do that kind of thing, but they have the chance to formulate some ideas with a group of people who think the same as them first, and then when they're opposite the person who thinks differently, they've already had the chance to think through their ideas. It's great, they learn so much and they love them because they're moving. It helps to fix concepts in their heads because they're combining them with movement, which is always a good thing. With other types of kinesthetic responses, the typical one, true or false. True, on that side of the classroom, go and stand on that side of the classroom. False, go and stand on the other side of the classroom. So they physically answer a question rather than putting up their hand and saying true or false. They get up and move to a space in the classroom. No, this is just one of the groups. This is the group that said X, who are talking about it together, okay? It's not a small class, it's a group of people who've agreed with each other. Sit down and stand up, put your hand on your head if you think this. Okay, so if everybody's saying thank you, that means there's no questions for me. So I'm going to hand back over to Nick to say goodbye.